Yeah, my wife. Hiyo time bado ndo kuwa namkatia. So nilikuwa nikitoka job napitia kwao nini. So ndo tulikuwa tuongea, namwambia tu hizi vitu zetu yani.
You're pouring out your thoughts.
Yeah. So ndo she came up with actually the name Pickup Mtaani. Yeye ndo alikama mna.
You'll see it here. Nilikuwa nimekonda.
Hata nimeona video, I was watching some of your old videos. Niliona video ya Maluga akiinterview kwa balcony na dem fulani. Jamaa alikuwa maisha.
Ni kichwa.
Alikuwa anakaa pinpo.
Kama ni kichwa, I cannot live with inconsistency.
The bills are consistent.
Well, I'll use that. Well, the bills are consistent, but your revenue is inconsistent. I think the last straw was Robert could be able to afford the 6,000 to pay
share rent.
Ile rent I could not. I was like, come on, man. Nili DM watu, and I kid you not, watu 1,000.
Wow.
Watu 1,000. 2 people responded in the morning. It took, I'll not lie to you, it took 7 days for me to move from 400 shillings net to 4,000 net. I lied. Wow. I kid you not.
Wow.
By the time nafika Saturday, ilikuwa 4,000. For some reason, based on our backgrounds, we've come to deduce that people never believe what we are saying.
Okay.
Because if you're going to portray $1 billion industry or $1 billion shillings industry, by the mere fact, by the way, I need motorbikes, it can't be believed.
Oh, I see.
I mean, how can you believe 2 people are going to ride their way to $1 billion shillings? Can I say fucking impossible? I'll say it's fucking impossible.
I'd want to know now. So from maybe where could the coast may hit rock bottom, which is kind of an entrepreneur's experience. At what point now, maybe build what happened to now bringing now to Pickup Mtaani into the picture?
So I went and told my mom, I told my girlfriend at that time, narejea Nairobi kuendesha
So ulikuwa na mtu.
Single mother tena.
Na wewe je?
Hiyo time huyu alikuwa hiyo time
yes. Alikuwa si mkimiti yani.
Okay. So I went sasa kuja huko. So that's the time okay. When I came back I told Naokia na Tanyi nimeamua kuride. Kama naweza pewa bike, hiyo time tulikuwa tumepewa bike na mse fulani tuitumie.
So anyway, hiyo mse fulani I think it's best to address it because I think
mse fulani.
And I think through our journey, probably people who will see this video will think they have given us platforms to succeed.
Yeah.
And it's important to set the record straight.
Yes, definitely.
So the bike came from somebody who actually wanted to invest in stalls.
Okay.
But then again, they did not meet their end of the bargain. Okay. They did not. So if you agree to go on a journey with somebody, as they say, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step.
Yes.
So the agreement was 33, and these are point something.
Yeah.
But then again, so since you are going to be the first initial employees, do the work, do the research, basically get a business out of it.
Yeah.
But then again, based on his own personal issues, he did not fulfill completely his end of the bargain. So
sikufulfill peke. Wajua when someone akienda MIA na unamtafuta.
It's those ones. Yani aliwaacha hanging.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow. Ile like unajaribu ku reach out is not. Na saa hiyo we need some things labda zinafaa kuwa handled.
The thick of the business.
Yeah, because he was supposed to handle the money aspect. Yani,
so
let's call a spade a spade.
Yes.
Wow.
Let's call a spade a spade. He was supposed to handle the money aspect of the business.
Yeah.
And Sisi to handle
the business.
The tech,
not tech. The actual thing on the ground.
Okay,
whether it was tech, whether it was delivering
everything
products.
Else,
yes, that whether it was research or that it was supposed to be us.
Yeah.
So that was fulfilled partly. I would say like a third of it. And then it stopped. For whatever reason, we can't go into it. Those are personal issues. But then again, that's how we got to the point where Robert is asking for a bike.
I see.
Yes.
I see.
So,
Okay.
because the bike ilikuwa imenunuliwa for stalls.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Na funny enough, I remember hiyo story ya delivery, mimi ndo nilisema ikaanza kwa stalls. Because stalls was a platform. But then I was like, okay, can we bring a bike? Ndo Okia kamuongelesha, tukapata kozo Okia ndo alikuwa in good contact. Na huyo mse alikuwa, So, Okia kanipia bike. Kaanza kuchapa tu job tu.
Now in Mombasa now.
No, Nairobi.
Also Nairobi kufanya business.
Mombasa ametoka about
kufungua akili.
The first thing alisema about Mombasa ni nini?
Mombasa
less opportunities.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. Tuacha kuweka
Nairobi ni Silicon Valley.
New York kwangu mimi.
Amesema ni New York.
Kwangu mimi ni New York.
Ameenda China lakini anaongea about New York. I don't know why.
Haya. So unadunduthi Nairobi.
Yes. Remember at the na tactically
August.
August 15th.
2018.
Yes. Hapo ndo
No, ni 2017. 2017, not 2018, 2017.
2017 bado ndo tulikuwa tunaenda ku-wind off. Ndo tu yani vitu tumeanza kurealize. Because 2017 December ndo nilifutwa kazi. Na Stove Hope. 2018 ndo tukaanza kufanya zile kazi za debt collection.
We were debt collectors, by the way.
Yeah.
We went to
Kagwe ni past Kiambu Githunguri. So huyo msee ambaye alikuwa alitupia bike, acha nijaribu kuongea haraka. Alikuwa anatupia bike. So
he was a good guy.
Lakini sasa instead ya kuinvest into stalls, akaanza kutuchannel now our energy to his business. And that's what he did. So akapata kind of a contract ya kwenda kuchukua madeni ya farmers in huko Kagwe, Kiambu, Githunguri. So akatuambia since tuko na bike tutakuwa tunaenda nayo. Nakwambia it is 1 hour 32 hours.
Kwenda? So tunabebana
na yeye. Hata that's the first time we got into an accident together. Ndo hata maybe sometimes nasema ni kamba ni fate. Because that accident ni kamba ilisil fate yetu pamoja kufanya vitu pamoja.
It was surprising.
Tumepata
accident like what the hell?
Tumepata accident place ambaye hatujui mtu. Because ni interior.
Tulibebwa na pickup.
Tulibebwa na pickup huwa ameshindwa kukaa chini.
Kama is it from that time?
Labda So ikawa alituchannel kwenda hiyo side. Ndo I think halikuwa hayuko consistent kutulipa. So leo unalipwa hii month, next month ulipwe. So ndo ikaka like ile by the way we need to find a way out.
Something else.
Yes, that's why nikaenda nikiregea sasa 15th August ndo nilichukua nduthi na nikapata the first order from huyu lady anaitwa Nywero. She's an influencer. Ilikuja baadaye. Ilikuja baadaye, but Nywero nilikuwa order hapo Mwani kwenda kupeleka nywele.
How did you get that customer?
DM.
So ulikuwa na Gmarket kama mtu anduthi ama?
Yes.
No, alikuwa anajiita
Mr. Delivery. The branding ya yellow by the way bado. Ilikuwa bado hivyo yes. Mr. Delivery. So
it's a long time ago.
It was just an honest text. Hey, my name is Robert. I am a rider in Nairobi. If you need any services, nyambia. Nywero akumbuka alini-engage saa 4 usiku. Akinyambia by the way kuna nywele nataka unichukulie pale Dubois, unilete Pumwani, alafu after Pumwani niregeshe tao. 150. Iyo ikaingia hivyo. That was actually the first sales nilipata that day. So ndo nikaendelea. I hired someone else anaitwa Ibra. Nikafika nikahaya Wanjala at that time.
So now hire mkitumia the same?
No, sasa Ibra nikamnunulia baiskeli. So what happened hiyo time 2018, watu wa bike walikuwa wanashikwa sana tao. Hata I remember nilikuwa naenda na jamaa anashaka kwani washikwa daily. Nikamwambia manzeni kunoma. So nikatafuta a hack whereby now I was operating outside pale Lutheran huko UN.
What was I doing in 2018?
Bado tulianza.
What was I doing?
Si bado hiyo time ulikuwa umepata ile interview ya nini? Ya Simon Gunjiri. Ukumbuki you prepare. So walikuwa unaanza kujiposition.
2018 I was actually doing web dev.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I was surviving through web dev.
Web dev, yes.
Okay.
Ona sasa ndo ukafika hiyo point hata sasa ndo unaenda kuabsorb na hii tech company hata ndo ukaenda interview. So Tanyi naye babake ana NGO fulani. Yes, so ficha yake tayari iko fixed. Una get. Huyu ya Kakamba iko promising because the company pale kwa Ngunjira alikuwa na wakapo na they were paying well. Na najua pia alikuwa very interested in
this. Paying well, they promised me 70,000.
But at that time haikuwa mbaya.
Waona 2018 si mbaya.
Yes.
Yeah.
Na doing something ambayo unapenda wajua.
It's a trap.
Zima pia ni disclaimer. Okay, so you're growing the business, your delivery business.
Yeah, so your time. But then I interview haiku succeed.
And the third one.
Yes, ndio you need the third.
Past the second episode.
The
third one I was like, nah, I don't know this thing. Sijajua vizuri. I failed the third interview.
Okay.
See, again, for sorry to cut you short, but for the longest time, my what do you call this? Mantra. I don't know what it if it's the actual correct word, but was fail forward. Where be a master in failure. What do I mean be a master in failure? You don't know what you know until you've done it. And you'll see through journey 8 with Pickup Mtaani, we've failed so many times that we've succeeded. But when we succeed, we succeed.
We succeed, yeah.
But with that interview, just to put in some where to fill in some blank spaces was 2018 to the time where now PMMA took up the bike. Was that tech for me has always been, and I decided that street knowledge for me will be tech. Robert decided street knowledge for him would be how do I make $1? How do I make a shilling? To put it into perspective from a Kenyan perspective. How do I make a shilling for today? Maybe I was, how do I learn tech?
What can I create?
So eventually that along the journey even up to now, it still shapes
that dynamic.
In terms of what do you like, what do I like? But then again, over time, it's become like more or less the same thing. There's no difference.
Okay.
Because experience and hindsight teaches both. Where this can be done, you can do this, you can do this.
Yeah.
Hindsight is really important when you're discussing all these things. And again, I'm just filling in the blanks for 2018. So Nico in Central interview, I'm failing I'm doing the first 2 interviews, probably I'm passing. I'm doing, and then the third interview didn't go so well. It means I need to upgrade my skill set. I went for 2 interviews. One is nafaa kuna Dubai.
So all this ni tech companies.
No. There's a time I was supposed to go to Dubai.
Dubai kuwa petrol attendant.
Nothing wrong with being a petrol attendant.
But then you basi be a petrol attendant in your country. Then kama basi there is nothing wrong. Yani si ati naidharau though, lakini ile tu ile kuput perspective that did not make sense.
Kuifanya hapa.
Mbona usifanya hapa?
Sio nilipiga picha nilipiga picha pale kwa room. You will see that picture up here. You will see it here. Nilikuwa nimekonda.
Hata nimeona video, I was watching some of your old videos. Niliona video ya Maluga akiinterviewa kwa balcony na dem fulani. Jamaa alikuwa maisha.
Ni kichwa.
Alikuwa anakaa pinpo.
Kama ni kichwa peke yake ndio ilikuwa huku nothing.
Tulikuwa pabaya. Ilikuwa ni kubaya.
You're going through a lot of problems.
A lot, yani so I guess yani hatukuambiwa kuwa mtu mkubwa ni nini. Because I think sisi tumelearn, so iko kamba tunafundishwa na ulimwengu kweli.
Yes.
We never knew anything. Na the good thing ni kwa sisi tunajua kujitosa katika hiyo kitu. So
you have to accept.
Hapa ndo niko.
Acceptance is really important by the way. As an entrepreneur, by the way, acceptance is really important in terms of you know what you know. You don't know any better. That you think, oh, but I know how to sell 100 products. No, you don't.
But when you accept, it's easier to cope.
Yes, and learn.
Yani unajeka in a position.
Unanyenyekea.
Yani wewe unatulia, hivyo ndo vitu zimekuwa. There's nothing you can do. You can only work diligently. Yani wewe ujitolee tu. So I guess sasa 3 months after me riding, okay akaanza. So ilikuwa delivery plus. Yake ilikuwa delivery plus. Delivery plus.
Mr. Delivery na delivery.
Delivery plus.
So at that time when sasa ndo nikapata.
Can I say speak about delivery plus kidogo tu
for context, yes.
For context. So why delivery plus? I was like, see this guy was coming, unajua nimetengeza 2,000 4,000. They go like, how man, mimi niko njaa. At that time we are living together. Ilikuwa ni wapi? Ni fedha ama ni umoja? Umoja, yes. Bwana, yes,
umoja Inako.
My parents live in Inako, but sasa sisi tulitoka fedha then tukina Inako. Far worse. Yani the problem with that place, I think we'll always reference it, was it puts you into this state of mind where it says that you accept this is who you are, this is what it is, or you like, this is just but a moment. This is a state.
It's temporary.
This is temporary. If it is temporary, so what do I do to get out of this place? So I think that's what Robert was speaking about, tenacity, pale mwanzo.
Yes.
And I don't know if I should reference Safaricom, but I think Safaricom always speak about this when it comes to tenacity, where you don't give up. So at that moment in time was everything that could go right would go right. But everything that would go wrong would go wrong. There was no in between. There was no you're doing well or
there's no middle ground.
There's no middle ground. It says that whatever you're doing wrong. Whatever you're doing right, you're doing right. So what will you embrace? And what do you embrace? You embrace the truth. And the truth is you're not doing well.
You're not doing well. The reality on the ground.
The reality you just have to embrace the truth. And people say the truth sets you free. So just have to embrace the truth. And the truth ni nini? I have to get myself out of this position. How do I do that? Robert amekwambia he made a decision to be like, what do I know how to do? I have a camera. I have a camera. I cannot monetize. He hasn't told you the journey about being a photographer. But long story short, he did not monetize it. Alishindwa. The same way tulishindwa monetize games. And the same way, pia mimi nilishindwa to monetize being a web and app developer. I made some money.
But not enough to remove you from that situation.
Hata sustenance.
It was too inconsistent.
It was too inconsistent. And like I cannot live with inconsistency.
The bills are consistent.
Well, I'll use that. The bills are consistent, but your revenue is inconsistent. How are you going to actually be able to make ends meet?
Yes.
So
very valuable.
There's a day nimeenda home, and I think I'm grateful to my parents. I think it's not easy, you being index 1 in primary school, being top 7 the first year in high school out of tulikuwa ngapi in high school?
Wengi, over 200
the
first year,
and then giving all that up to like, I don't care about formal education. Like it was new, it was foreign to my parents that how can we have known you for all our lives? I think that is probably also that time where nilianza could drift away from everybody, my parents, my siblings, where I'm like, I don't even know who I am. Sure. I don't like this
So,
sorry.
Hey.
I don't like this. I don't know this. So for them to be able to be like, okay, nakuelewa basi. Hawajanielewa up until where I've never asked them for money since I moved out.
Yeah.
I moved out when I was 27. I only asked for my dad rent once. I don't think Robert has ever asked for money from since campus.
Vile inakaa kwa videos. The guy was suffering.
Yeah.
My dad hata alikuja akaniambia juu hujafukuzwa nyumbani.
Unaweza rudi.
Unaweza rudi.
So never asking for your parents for money for probably like 9 years plus. I'm like, okay, I'm unijui, by the way. Me, I'm not this person you thought I was a child. Me,
for sure.
I'm not this person. So I think the last straw was Robert could be able to afford the 6,000 to pay
share rent yen.
Ile rent yen I could not. I was like, come on, man. Nah. And this
something has to change.
This is the final straw. So
you can imagine hata 6,000 si nyingi.
6,000 in a month. It's a lot, please. It's a lot, but it's not. Yeah, it's a lot for other people, but 6,000 to pay your half of the rent on. So that day I was like, okay, by the way, if I don't do something today, sitaweza kuafford kumpe Robert 6,000 for the rent.
To 6K each ama.
To 6K each because ni 12K. Hakuna maji, hakuna nini. Hata hakuna maji kwa hiyo nyumba.
Hakuna maji.
Ni mando.
Hakuna maji.
Hakuna maji wewe. We were buying water.
Tunabuy maji ama.
Nani fifth floor?
Yes, na iko 50.
Haina hata lift.
Haiwezi kuwa na lift moja.
Umoja lift.
Haiwezi. Nionyeshe.
Oh my God.
Okay, yeah. So,
anyway, so that day I went to sleep. I texted. I think the first customer kulikuwa na there's a lady, kuna wale fly women. Yes, fly women. And then there's another customer alikuwa pale around karibu na Samuel. See, there's Samuel, and then there's kuna hizi building ambazo ziko hapo next. Yule ambao delivery ni sahi. Ona, ni sahi. Ona. So at that moment I think nearly text watu because see Robert ali DM. So I was like, okay, so how do I get customers? I'll just DM. I'll just DM because we've tried stalls delivering cakes on hand.
But also it's DM because ideally those people were existing in those platforms.
Online.
So it's as easy as at least scroll na kuona, okay, they deliver something, I can help them.
Exactly.
I can help them. Anyway, so that's again hindsight to Pickup Mtaani. Basi, if you look at the roots, how Pickup Mtaani started was that. But then again, that's probably 2 years even before Pickup Mtaani. So
it is.
Nearly DM watu, and I kid you not, watu 1,000.
Wow.
Watu 1,000. 2 people responded in the morning. Fly women and that lady. I forget the name. Ajua Robert is good with names, but I forget maybe. But I remember the shop vizuri ile ambayo karibu na Mombasa Computers pale. Ukishapita sasa mall kuna hiyo shop pale.
Sitaki kusema Bela Kitenge. Sitaki kusema Bela Kitenge.
Hiyo area, yes. Yeah. Area ya Bela Kitenge, yes. Area ya Bela Kitenge. So that location. So that lady, that first day I made. We were with my girlfriend at that time. So net we made 400. We made 400.
Bob.
400 shillings net. So I gave her rather 200 shillings. Akule lunch, fare, akwenda kurudi. And then mimi back na 200 shillings. Niende home. And then nirudi. It took, I'll not lie to you, it took 7 days for me to move from 400 shillings net to 4,000 net. I lied. Wow. I kid you not.
Wow.
But the time nafika Saturday, ilikuwa 4,000 every day. So what happened next? Robert amekwambia at this moment in time, Robert had Wanjala and
Ibra.
Ona. He's doing well for himself. Anakuja anatuonyesha mabunda. Anakuja pale kwa Tanyi. Mabunda. Na machipo. Sisi tuko njaa. Tuko njaa.
Naona watu wanakod.
Mkod.
Ni kodini tu. Mimi nakuja na mauchafu lakini
pesa iko.
Noma. And you see, so I think what Robert saw at that moment in time was that Aliona, if I go through this rabbit hole, this guy can also go through it.
Yep.
Ona. So I think that shaped, you see, that's why we are two of us here, not three. We were three best friends for the longest time ever. Ona. But then again, at the darkest hour, it's when you find solace. You find solitude rather.
Yes.
When you're alone, you pray, whatever. If you believe in God or not, doesn't really matter. But at that moment in time when you hit rock bottom, and then realizations start to happen. So I think what he saw, because here there's no screen arts, there's no stalls, there's nothing to base the judgment on. I think the judgment was, are you willing to go through the trenches with me? And I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, obviously, we're already in the trenches.
That's
the
realization.
We're already in the trenches. So that now gave life to something called Okian Roberts.
Now Okian Robert was based on izle tulinem kama ba Yusuf and Son. Zile za Mombasa. So that's where the inspiration ikakuja. Tukasema basi let us now do Okian Robert.
So now you're joining Mr. Delivery
and
Delivery Plus.
And now to form Okian Robert
Logistics.
Okay,
yes.
Nice. So this is 20 what now?
2019. Yes.
No,
To make the decision
2018.
December.
Yeah.
Lakini we officially went live as Okian Robert. January tu tulipoingia, we now started hakuna Mr. Delivery, hakuna Delivery Plus. Ni sasa Okian Robert
Logistics. Mejoin clients wenyu, meshikana assets zenyu, consolidate sasa.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we hata ndo he gave us a good deal because ulikuja na bikes mbili mpya. Na tukatafuta ukarabati tukazipata.
I think when whatever Robert is mentioning is, at the end of the day, you always have to look at where do you win. Do I win with you or would I win with him? I think Robert looked at it the same way I looked at it.
By the way, hata I remember pitch yangu nilikuambia, by the way, tukiwa pamoja nitakusaidia ku avoid issues because ulikuja later on. So nikakwambia because at that time the business was starting to become complex. It needed sasa intelligence to advance. Haikuwa sasa si kuendesha nduthi anymore because what happened to notice, wewe kama msee wa nduthi, you can only do so much within a day.
Yes.
You are only allocated 8 hours to work. So hata nikafanya nini, orders naweza beba ni 10 ama ni 20, ni based on your threshold, based na kazi yako. So ideally it's hard for you to grow. So for you to now achieve scale, you have to start thinking, you needed someone. Now I think he was best suited because first, tayari akona Delivery Plus, akona customers. Waona, akona customers, akwata na bikes, kwa na bikes mbili, moja hata imekaa. Anatumia moja. Na zilikuwa brand new, Yamaha 110. Yes. So ukiangalia at the same time, tulikuwa na knowledge stalls.
And sorry, Robert, to cut you short. I used your data, by the way, to get those 2 bikes. That's actually the truth. So there's a friend of mine called Debo. We'll mention people during this journey, not to diminish what they've done in within our lives.
Yes.
And the effort they've put in.
Yeah.
And what they did. But just because I mentioned them does not mean they take significant importance in what we achieved. What do I mean?
Hiyo ni shade ama ni nini?
Amesema na English nyingi but Kenya na try
Amethrow shade ama?
No, I'm not throwing shade. What do I mean?
anasema yani usi over
Yes, do not overstate your importance.
Exactly.
Overvalue your importance.
I hear you.
Because at the end of the day, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Definitely.
So if you're going to put in 50%, expect 50%. But 50% has to be consistent. See, 50% today and then tomorrow you are laid back. On. So, as Robert is saying, at 2 bikes, yes, I used Robert's data and my own data, because how could I have moved from 400 net in the first day to 4K net in like a week? On. If the promise, because I learned from him, on even the reds were from him and all that, on. So what it just meant that was that if you put in the same effort he's putting in, this is the result. So why would I go and tell a lie? And my friend has told me the truth. I mean, may apply your truth. Nikaona it is true.
As is.
But then again, when now I bring you on board, you should change me by my effort. By the way, is not consummate to investment will make day one.
I see what you're saying.
Just because you made an investment day one,
you have to be there all through.
Exactly. And that we have seen all through. It's unfortunate. Why? And you'll see across all through the episodes where, for some reason, based on our backgrounds, we've come to deduce that people never believe what we are saying. Okay. Because
true.
There is a tendency of people to lie. There's a tendency of people to overestimate what they know.
Yeah.
Sisi, venye to reference current trends,
yeah.
We are truthful men.
Yes, okay.
Unfortunately, our truthfulness comes as baggage. What do I mean baggage? If you're going to portray $1 billion industry or $1 billion shillings industry, by the mere fact, by the way, I need motorbikes, it can't be believed.
No, I see. Yeah.
I mean, how can you believe 2 people are going to ride their way to $1 billion shillings? Can I say fucking impossible? I'll say it's fucking impossible. But see, we believed that. So how am I going to tell you that I'm going to ride myself
to $1 billion,
or we are going to ride ourselves into $1 billion shillings? You not believe me. I have to tell you I need 10 trucks, I need 10 Whitehouse. I have to sell a lie.
I see what you're saying.
We don't know how to lie. That's the unfortunate bit about us. I mean, we don't know how to lie.
That's why we've not raised money.
We want to raise funds from a truthful perspective, but we don't know how to lie. And unfortunately or fortunately, we've met people along the way who've believed half the story and then they didn't believe again.
They believe at the beginning.
Yeah. They believe at the beginning.
They buy the hype, then when the rubber hits the road.
Exactly. They quit on you. And then you're like, why are you quitting on me?
I thought we were in the same
I thought
wavelength.
you were, yes, because Mimi si quit. I didn't say I know everything. It's not an option for me to quit, but why are you quitting on me? But anyway, that's just putting perspective into 2018.
Umesema imekutoka.
Yeah. Yeah. So fast forward to 2019.
Yes.
And now with the
Oki and
Roberts
Roberts
logistics. Yeah.
So when we started that now, we now introduced the second service. Because we were riders tulikuwa tunafanya doorstep delivery. So now we introduced rent a shelf. We were among the first.
Okay.
Na Notify.
Yes, tulikuwa sisi Notify na Shikilia stores.
Shikilia,
na
Shikilia is still there.
Shikilia iko hapo, iko bado Odeon. Notify ili go down na ilikuwa imeraise 40 million shillings.
I guess so.
Yeah, ilikuwa imeraise 40 million shillings tangu ioperate.
They were even on KCB lounge then.
Yes. Yeah. So rent a shelf service.
Just put a disclaimer. Notify was actually a really good idea.
Yes.
And the guys were really good. I think it was the guy and the wife and the husband. They were really good, but I don't know, maybe the economics of scale did not just work out, so I guess that's why
And
they
also
closed
always
down.
VC money brings a lot of
Probably,
other dynamics
probably
that
whatever they
can
wanted to
sabotage
push,
the business. Yeah.
kitu ambao they believed in is not what the same thing that
They were
You
not
understand
aligned.
that was also a new industry. Rental shelf was a new industry
You
as
can
well.
imagine
explain what
2019.
is rental shelf.
Yeah. So rental shelf, what happened is that so tulipokuwa tunaambiwa tuende kuchukua mzigo, tulikuwa naambiwa niende nichukue kwa duka ya Lotto, zile ambazo ziko archive, zile
Oh yeah, the small ones.
the small ones.
Mama,
Ama unaambiwa
charity sweepstakes.
yes.
Yeah.
Ama uende wapi?
Yes.
Kwa nini? Nail salons.
Ah,
Watu walikuwa wanacha kumbe mizigo hapo.
so kwa mtu anajua maybe or something like that.
Ndo tuko like mbona twatumua
This
kwa
is a good
weird places. Tuko basi can we just create shelves alafu tu jaribu kuweka mizigo. That's where we started. Hata tukaanza na shelves zile
You'll see the image here. Here, right?
I think
Here. You'll see the image here. Okay.
yani tuka create 2 shelves tukawa Philadelphia, nakumbuka Philadelphia 3rd floor wing B, the second office after ushaingia wing B. That's where now we started that.
Shout out to the guys at Philadelphia. They've
So
been good to us.
because you still have
riding
a place at Philadelphia House, right?
so
right
yes
now
So
still-
that
still
was that
there.
maybe like one of your first.
yes that was
shops.
actually the first
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah, okay.
Wing B, hata watu walikuwa najua wing B, hata when we moved to wing A people still came to wing
Wing
B.
B.
Yes. So that's where we started.
Philadelphia is as synonymous with Pickup Mtaani
Yeah.
as it can be. Oh, nice.
So after that tuka hiyo rent a shelf, we started now telling people you can rent a shelf hapa instead ya wewe kupeleka pale kwa charity sweepstake, because charity sweepstake vitu zilikuwa zinaekwa kwa gunia alafu kuretrieve kind of became so
hustle,
hard.
yeah.
Storage ni very limited because look at
You
that
remember
size.
when ukitumwa collect an order ya doorstep, how much time it would take for them to retrieve that order.
Yani ilikuwa yani kuna
Because they're not sorting, they're just stacking them up.
exactly waona na ye the primary role is not logistics ni ku
Weshikilia hii kitu hadi mwenyewe akujie.
exactly waona.
And so for you, on the other hand, yes, you're solving a customer's problem, but you're also making your work easier in terms of making your delivery systems more efficient.
Yes, because ideally sasa tuka notice the moment customer amerenta shelf na wewe atakupea deliveries by
So
default.
pia umemshika sasa.
Literally anakupea deliveries once
Okay,
kuhandle.
super.
So that's how now we started okay and Robert year 2019. So we did that but then by August revenue hazipandi man.
So the same year, right?
Yes.
Stagnation.
Yani ni
Mmefika mahali
300k.
mmeplateau.
Yes. And again and there ndo tukadeduce rent a shelf it's not a scalable business because for you to scale you need extra space.
It's a based on space.
Exactly. Waona.
We would come to make that same mistake later on.
Yes.
Ile food
Court.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, sawa.
2 as a rider hapo ndo tukajua kumbe uko na limits. That's why we internalized
There's
it.
a cap.
You can only do probably 30 orders in a day.
In a day.
Maximum.
Huwezi fanya zaidi hapo
can't
hata
do
ukafanya nini.
No matter how fast you are.
So ndo tuko like msee hey 300k per month z how do we make more?
Break
How-
that ceiling.
How do we just make more? So ndo tukaanza tu kufanya research. I think hapo ndo tukaanza kuread so much into e-commerce. We already knew some bits lakini
From
Yes.
stalls and
Experience,
all
yeah.
that.
but right now it was intentional seeking that information. Ile by the way utasomea nimesoma hivi Alibaba alifanya hivi, Amazon walifanya
okay,
hivi hivyo sasa.
okay.
That's when tukaanza tu hizo, so we started speaking about the industry with what other people did
For reference.
It
Yes.
became intentional
Yes.
in terms of wanting to solve your
Exactly.
own.
You have a problem to solve.
Yani the research was not broad based.
but you see bado hiyo time sisi tufikiria pesa, hatufikiri
You want to solve this problem to make more money.
to make
For you,
money.
People
For
solve
me,
it for vibes.
It's survival.
Yes,
Yeah,
for-
At the end of the day, it's
Yeah.
survival.
Ona,
It's,
bado
it's not this big utopian future where I'm saving humanity. No,
Yeah.
it's not.
It was
It's
to
not.
Just want to make more money.
mi nataka tu kushika nashika do sai inaweza shikaje 100k
Yeah, exactly.
hivyo tu, that's it.
Okay.
So we did that, so tukaanza ku
So case studies. So unasema like you referenced Amazon, Alibaba,
hata
who else?
Jumia.
Hata Jumia.
yes hata yani any e-commerce
Hata
hata
OLX.
Gigi.
Your time OLX
Yes.
ilikuwa, si ndio?
Yes.
Okay.
I think Jumia locally, would say
Jumia and OLX.
OLX and Safaricom.
Na Kilimall.
Kilimall, yes.
So those 4 companies were really paramount.
They had scaled it.
Yes, because Jumia came in the time when social media came in.
Yes,
so
actually.
Jumia is just, but what do you call this? It's unfortunate it came in at the same time as social media came in. Jumia was an innovation for Africa.
But it wasn't.
But not it wasn't. It was because
I think they only had first mover advantage.
First in the market.
Yes.
But that's innovation.
But it wasn't innovation per se, because I believe
It had been replicated in other...
Because people were selling.
But Africa didn't know that.
Websites zao wenyewe.
Yes. But okay, as a website, you only had so much that you can do, because websites, you need now to spend
the entire pipeline.
To spend
Jumia
money on marketing. Jumia came in with
the
whole package. But unfortunately, this is just our deduction. Disclaimer: Jumia does really well. They have their own issues, but they do. But from our perspective, Jumia came in around the same time Facebook was taking off.
Also, Facebook Marketplace.
Specifically, Facebook was taking off. Because Facebook came in around 2011 internationally.
Okay.
Wait, not 2011. Ile time wanzama familia account was
Facebook tulikuwa tunajoin
2009, yes. But people are selling on Facebook
3-4 years later.
3-4 years, so around 2011. Around 2010, 2011, 2012. So if Facebook is catching on and Jumia is catching on, it was about who was going to convince customers that this is the place you need to spend time on. Fortunately or unfortunately, on how you look at it, if I'm on Facebook side, I'll look at people who are spending time on my space. On Jumia, people would click or Google buying a shoe. I don't have the specific numbers, but I don't think at that moment in time, Jumia starting off as Facebook is catching on was the right time. It is unfortunate.
It didn't work for their advantage.
It's just unfortunate that social media caught on at the same time. Jumia is a really good platform. It does really well on, but unfortunately, social media in Africa was catching on rather. So if social media was catching on in Africa, what did it mean? It meant this was an accidental marketplace.
Yes.
There is no marketplace from our understanding, and this is basically from. Don't take our truth as the gospel truth. This is from our understanding. A marketplace should always be an accidental marketplace. Marketplace should not be designed. What do we mean by that? You can't tell people, go and buy tomatoes there. People should go and buy tomatoes from the place they see fit to buy tomatoes. If it is okay, but around it is okay. If you see it is okay, that becomes a marketplace. But not somebody telling me, go and buy tomatoes that place. Unfortunately, that's what the existing marketplaces did for the consumers. It worked, it still works, but to only a certain degree. But social media took off because up to today, I'm only switching between different platforms. Let's say today I'm on Facebook. If I was on Snapchat, I wasn't. But there were people who were on Snapchat, and then they moved to Instagram. There was WhatsApp, it's still there. TikTok is now on the rise. What is it telling you? It is telling you a marketplace is always not determined by who says this is a marketplace.
Yes.
It's determined by the consumer saying this is a marketplace. I don't know if I make sense, but
it's the consumer to decide.
It's the consumer to decide this is my marketplace. Instagram for a moment up to now, people are decide hii ni marketplace yangu. Facebook the same, because remember there are Facebook groups.
Yes. And WhatsApp groups.
No, before WhatsApp group, there were Facebook groups.
Facebook groups, yes.
Before Marketplace, there were Facebook groups.
Actually.
So Facebook, when they realized these groups have been
for
turned
selling.
into Kilimani, Mom's Marketplace, whatever, nini. So let me just give you a marketplace.
Let me now design the UI.
Let me design
for
the
you.
UI because you are using the groups as a marketplace. So you see, this is accidental. They did not create this marketplace because come here and shop. No. People who are already are telling you this is a marketplace. You'll see along our journey what we mean by that.
Yes.
So
for sure.
I think to just cap it on 2018, 2019, it was that realization where delivery was the solution, not stalls. Stalls was since we were trying to be Jumia. And
stalls will come up wherever they will choose to come up.
Exactly our point.
You're not in control. And I remember, I think you mentioned this in one of your interviews with Startup Soko, where you understood there is e-commerce, but you believe in social commerce. Yes.
It still remains, but right now we've changed our.
It's not changed.
Not really changed.
Adapted.
Yes, because we're actually creating our own platform as well. And it's going to be, we can't say much because we hataki wacha kwanza tuanze alafu.
Okay, sure.
I don't think we are afraid of being copied. I think it's the value proposition that I believe
ndo maana hataki ukopiwe sahi kwa sababu wacha tukopi baadaye.
They
can try mimic, but they cannot.
Even if they wanted to, they can't.
But you always say, wajua kuna huwezi shindana na mtu ambaye yuko so
determined.
Yeah, exactly.
Huwezi shindana na mtu ambaye
yuko so. But we believe we are determined as well.
Yes.
So
the prize is not the idea, it's the manifestation of the idea.
Thank you, producer.
Yes. Okay, so as you're saying, as you're capping, so by 2019,
we are trying now to grow.
Okia and Robert is doing well. You've hit your cap. You're now doing market research, analysis.
Yes.
To a plateau, basically, not reach our cap, to a plateau, based on so many people are doing deliveries.
Yes. Okay. So aside from nyinyi bado, kuna wale freelance do this.
Because
na kuna wale small companies who also
vitu zilianza sasa kuopen up, mduthi zikawa cheaper,
kwanza when they
regulations zikapunguzwa, like so much ikafanya kuwa na a high drive of people getting into the business. So tuko like okay, how can we try to grow ourselves? So we were lucky to meet
Bitangendemo.
Oh wow, that's good. That's a serious guy.
Yes.
That's
100%.
We were very lucky because we were linked with one of our friends. Ndo tukaschedule a meeting. Ndo when we went there, we went sasa because hatujui tofa kufanya nini. So tukapitch story ya kufungua locations Nyeri, Nakuru, alafu kuwa na out of county basically. Tulikuwa tunasema now we are going for kama tunataka kuwa kama kina 2NK. Easy coach.
Okay. Not Rift.
Yeah.
He mentioned element that investor landscape was they want something that is asset light. Because ideally, imagine scaling in all these counties, uchukue gari moja na kukuja ya kuenda Kisumu na kukuja hivi. Unaona?
Two vehicles for every
location. Kwambia hii bana, hii hakuna pale hata mtu atakupea pesa. There's no one who is going to give you. But then he mentioned Copia. He just happened to mention Copia your day. Akatumentionia
Is it RIP?
I think ICU.
It's not dead. Let's not declare death to organizations that are not dead.
They are what?
They're not doing. They are what
inactive,
they are.
They're dormant.
They played a part in whatever session they played a part. So until they pronounce themselves dead,
I think they did. They announced they're closing. That's why we're saying
they announced they're dead.
I think so, yeah.
They're not dead.
But anyway, so how did Copia, as you're saying?
So Copia tukaambiwa, akatuambia tu venye wanapeleka vitu kwa rural guys, nini wako na network of agents, hivyo wanatengeneza 2 million, is it 2 million per day?
Wow.
That's what he told us. Sasa tuko what?
That moment in time.
2 million. Ndo tukajaribu kuangalia what is happening then.
Nina 300k.
Yeah, exactly. So tukienda the agent model is the one ambaye ili prove what is this now.
10K is overstretching it, probably like 100,
Ukikata
like 100K.
Labda net ndo ilio
In a day, no, in a week.
Sisi.
It was in a week.
anasema 300 ilikuwa revenue za monthly.
Yes, not even week, monthly.
Yeah.
Monthly, where 300K was monthly.
Monthly.
The copia is 2 million a day.
A day,
Yes.
Way, those are
That's
serious
what,
numbers.
yes.
Yeah.
Hivyo ndo alituambia sasa ndo
Wow.
tuko ndo maana
10K
tukawa very curious.
was in a month, because I think we decided to pay ourselves around 15,000.
No, hiyo time bado hiyo tuli make decision tukianza Pickup Mtaani.
Pickup Mtaani.
The moment tulianza kulipa
ilikuwa ni
40K. Ilifika 40.
Those
No, 25.
Tulifika 40.
25 was like 2 months later.
Eh?
2 months later. That was 25.
Na feel 40 because tulianza kudu well.
40
ili
each
baadaye.
ama 40.
40.
Hey.
40 hiyo time. Ile time tukihama kwani doni nyumba ya 20K ulikuwa unalipaje kama
Mimi nilikuwa nalipa 14,000.
ulikuwa unalipa 40?
14,500.
Mimi nilikuwa nalipa 10.
Nilikuwa nalipa 14,500.
Yeah, but hiyo time
So copia.
so copy 2 million.
Demo, yeah.
So we were like, okay, basi, what is it about hii copia ame mention? But then we didn't take a particular interest in copia.
But just
Hiyo tu ile element.
The interest in how they were doing it.
So we were like, okay, the agency model ndo tuka notice is a unique proposition for them. Then we were like, okay, what does it mean
for your business?
Yes, for us.
Context.
Ndo tukakuja, Jumia already is doing it. Kilimall is doing it.
Costa.
Yes, but
Safaricom.
Safaricom with the M-Pesa agents, yeah.
But then ukiangalia Jumia, kwanza in the nature of e-commerce, Jumia was doing it. Jumia alikuwa na agents already. But now Jumia...
They still do.
Yes, but Jumia was locked out. You had to be a seller on Jumia to enjoy their logistic services.
Oh, okay.
If you are selling outside Jumia, you had to sort it out yourself.
I see.
That's where
So
now
that's where they limited themselves. Okay.
Kind of.
Now, so already now we come from the foundation whereby social commerce is where trade is happening. Then we decided can we recreate this but for social media users?
Okay.
Not on a platform.
Okay.
That's when okay, how do we do it? And we had made that decision after meeting Bitanga in October 2019. By December, we already had a plan. This is what we are going to do. We are going to set up agents, recruit agents, tutaanza na around 50. But we started with 43. Exactly 43.
So as you're going to 2020.
Yes.
And then COVID happened.
Yes.
And so as you're heading into 2020, so you're still operating as Okia and Robert.
Drop Desk. We became Drop Desk.
Oh, so you rebranded a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
We rebranded to Drop Desk because of Nini.
The guy.
No, even the service. How we had looked at the company.
Okay, you drop your things.
Yes, you are dropping your things at a desk. Yeah, see, that's even only come up na hiyo jina.
Practical. Haina maneno mingi.
Hiyo ndo alikuja nayo.
Drop desk deliver.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so into
The desk
2020.
looked like a coffin. We still have it, by the way. We still have that desk, by the way.
Tuweka kwa museum.
It looked like a coffin, by the way.
Ilikuwa inakaa vibaya, by the way.
The designer got it all wrong.
As usual.
It looks like a
the image
coffin.
you show and what you receive.
Inakaa kama jeneza.
Literally, yeah.
Okay, so into 2020 now you're rebranding into Drop Desk.
Na, yani ndo tushakuwa Drop Desk.
Tushakuwa Drop Desk. Okay.
So ndo sasa
And
after
you're
December.
opening the agents.
So December we've made now plans. When we come back now for the year, we are recruiting agents. Tutakuwa tunafanya kazi lakini at the same time tukiingia kwa location tafuta agent ukiwa hapo. So we're actually recruiting while doing deliveries.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That's what was happening.
Okay.
Tunaenda job, tuna recruit, tunafanya. There was a time lakini create a formula whereby sasa tulikuwa tunaenda asubuhi kutafuta agents alafu tunaingia kama job kama saa sita.
Okay, I see what you're
tufanye
saying.
sasa orders. We were supposed to launch in March, but then COVID ikawa declared on 3rd March 2020. That's why we decided to push it now because we needed to understand now the regulation around it. Tujue yani what is happening.
There's a bit of limbo there.
Yes. But then sasa hiyo time tukingoja the name tulikuwa tuna jina.
So, but at this time, I'm imagining bado you're just still doing your regular deliveries.
Especially
with COVID, watu pia hawezi safiri sana. Maybe the business pick up a bit during COVID, ama it was just the same.
It was still the same.
Okay.
It was still the same because there was no unique. Again, you can only do
There's
as
no
much.
value proposition.
Okay.
Na,
So what you're saying.
na bado hata kama
Value to
tumekuja 2020 bado nafanya 20 orders mimi per day. I can't do
There's a
more.
cap. You can't. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
It's the same value proposition that
Okay,
you are
so-
giving the previous year.
So I think your time at that time now my wife, my wife hiyo time bado ndo kuwa namkatia so tulikuwa nikitoka job napitia kwao nini, so ndo tulikuwa tuongea namwambia tu hizi vitu zetu yani.
Now you're pouring out your thoughts.
So ndo she came up with actually the name Pickup Mtaani. Yeye ndo alikame up nayo.
Wow. So unaweza kumbuka how that happened, like
I can't remember what we are talking about, but Ali mentioned Pickup Mtaani. I was like, guy, nikamwambia tu okay directly.
and I can imagine it's a statement that can casually come out in conversation, like
Yes.
your stuff nili pick up tu mtaani hapo.
Exactly.
So light bulb.
Aliposema hivyo yani that was
Literally light bulb. Our logo is light bulb, so literally.
by the
so immediately we had to we just took the
so
name.
this is during COVID.
During COVID.
Na baraka za COVID.
Hiyo during. Lakini the business was not created for COVID.
Yeah.
The business was already created in terms
Prior.
of us.
Yeah.
December,
Waona.
no, October, November, we already
You
thought
knew what
about
you were
it.
going to do in
Yeah.
2020.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ni venye tu COVID kind of fast tracked yani ile adoption.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Let's say unfortunately because
COVID
it's a
has a
pandemic.
different experience
Yes,
for many
yes.
other people.
There's no way you can celebrate that. So let's just say, unfortunately,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because regulation made people were not supposed to move around. Unaona, ideally close contact we
Was a
could in a
problem,
rider was a
exactly.
problem. So ideally, it kind of made sense now what we were offering. But then the reason for Pickup Mtaani was to reduce delivery fees.
Yes.
Because the high cost of delivery fees was kind of hindering us growing this new industry, which is e-commerce.
and when we say us, hindsight, I think, I don't know if it's true, but we believe we punched a hole in the universe where we'll come to this, but I don't know if I should mention, but current trends, you see what Shiko Wahi style has done when it comes to pricing of products. Somebody buying a set of dishes way less than they'd buy at Kamukunji. I think it was more or less the same thing for us, where delivering to Kiteng, let me say two instances where let's say nitapeleka mzigo toka CBD town, which was the most central place order kutoka from, a delivery to start from, to Kitengela. Average price was probably 700 to 1500.
Yes.
Since it was 100 shillings.
In fact, unbelievable.
The only person who could do that was Rembo Shato.
Super Metro.
Super Metro didn't go to at that time alikuwa waendi, but
Sorry,
anyway.
lakini anyone at the model.
Yeah, but look at who you are even mentioning yourself with. Rembo Shato, this is a circle for crying out loud. Well established
Yes.
with the years of experience, infrastructure, and then here you are with two motorbikes,
riding to yourself to billions.
me and Robert, and you're telling yourself you are riding into the sunset with 100 shillings. What did we do? Day one?
To bid 27 orders.
27 orders. 27 orders. Do you know what it means, 27 orders? It means
2,700 shillings.
2,700 shillings. Uende Kino, uende Eden nilienda Rongai, I remember. Kwa
Your time before to
yule
make
agent wetu wa kwanza.
Yes.
Went to Rongai, you went to Juja wewe,
Yeah.
you went to Juja, I went to Kitengela.
Yes.
For 2,700. Do you know what that meant? It meant that the 27 people actually received their orders for 100 shillings. Never in history has it ever happened. It has never happened. It has never happened before. Jumia were doing it for 70 shillings, but you had to buy, lazima ubuy from Jumia. Honor. Credits to Jumia. Any day, anytime. But you see, me nimeuza on Instagram.
A random person to
Yes, just a random person to a random person. So ameambiwa 100 shillings. So yeah,